All right.
Hi there, my name is Daniel from Transcona Trailer Sales. I'm going to be walking you through your 2024 R-Pod RP194. We are just going to start off the back of the unit. You'll notice that you have your spare tire as well as your ladder to get up to your roof to check your seals. In your back corner of the unit, just in the back bumper here, squeeze and pull this sewer cap, or this bumper cap. Inside here, you're going to find your standard 20-foot sewer hose. Taking note of those 2 ears there. Those are going to be the same 2 ears that hook up to your sewer outlet. Just keep it in the back bumper to keep the smell out of the unit. In this corner, as well as all 4 corners of the unit, you do have stabilizer jacks. The way these guys work is you just connect the tool, which we have in the front compartment, to this nut, run it to the ground, give it another 1/8 turn just to snug it up, and it's just going to take any bouncer spray you see we have in the unit right now away. Right to the left, you do have your cable satellite inlet as well as your black tank flush. The way that black tank flush works, the sewer connected and the tank open. If you notice that there's some smells coming from the tank, or you notice that your monitor panel's telling you false readings, you can just connect your garden hose up to here, turn that garden hose on, and it's just going to flush out the tank. You do have your standard 30 amp plug end here. This notch here lines up with this notch on the trailer side. Line those up, give it that 1/8 turn, threaded collar to really lock it down and keep it in place. Follow that back. 30 amp plug end. We do include a 15 amp park adapter in case you're at home wanting to run your fridge or your campsite doesn't have 30 amp service. Just keep it in mind you're going down to 15 amps of power, so you won't be able to run something like your air conditioner. Right here is your sewer outlet. The way that works is you just take that, give it a twist, it comes off. You'll notice those 2 ears are the same 2 ears that were on your sewer hose. They just line up with those notches. That turn, snug it up, lock it into place. You got your gray tank and your black tank. Your black tank's gonna be your dirtiest water filled from your toilet, so you're gonna wanna empty that first, and then you can follow behind it with your gray tank, just to kind of rinse that hose out a little bit. Also in this corner here, you do have your low point drains. The way those works is if you leave in the unit for a while, you want to drain all the water out of the line so it doesn't go stale or stagnant. You can just crack those guys open and it's just going to drain all the water that's inside the lines out. A little further up, you do have your hot water service port. You open this guy up. Right down here, you are just going to notice your drain bolt on the bottom here. I'm going to go over a reset procedure inside. The button I'm going to refer to is just right here. And then the only thing you just got to keep in mind is whenever you're getting to your set campsite for the first time, you are just going to want to give this relief valve a pull. There should have been a shot of water that came out telling you that the tank was full. Because there's no water, this unit is currently winterized, so there's no water inside the tank, so there's going to be nothing that comes out. So you wouldn't want to be firing up that water heater because you run the risk of burning out your tank. Just to the left of that, you do have your fresh water fill. That's going to fill your fresh water tank, and then you have your city water connection, and that's just going to pressurize your lines if you're out of sight with service, and there's no need to run your water pump. Right down below, you will notice this little cap. That is the drain for the fresh water tank. You got some storage in the front compartment here. Around at the front of the unit, you will notice you have your battery box. That's where your battery is located. Underneath this cover, you do just have a standard 20-pound propane tank. Pretty simple. You just turn that valve, opens up the flow to the unit. If you were to run out of propane, this cover does just slide off. This cover does just slide off. Oh, sorry, there is a threaded nut back here. And once this little wing nut was off, this cover will just slide off, and at that point you can remove the tank and go get it filled. You get your tongue jack, one way's up, the other way's down. On this side of the unit here, if you open up this compartment, you will notice we do have that 15 amp park adapter I told you about earlier, as well as your 25-foot water hose. And on the other side of the compartment would have been that tool for your jacks. And it also comes with a tongue jack override tool. Oh, sorry, no tongue jack override on this one. It is manual. Just keep a note of your furnace exhaust here. Whenever the furnace is running, it's going to be blowing out hot air. And then you just do have your two 110 plugs in the back here. To get inside the unit, you just take your assist handle, push it up, hold it 90 degrees, it locks into place. You can open up the door. I will say now that whenever you are opening up this door, just keep it in mind that it does go past your awning arm. So whenever you are about to run that awning, always just double check to make sure your door is folded so that the awning arm can clear that door. That way you don't break the door or the arm. Stairs to get in, you just pull and fold out. You take a step on inside. Right on your right should be a fire extinguisher. We'll have to add that in. You got your interior lights on the far right. Then you have your one porch light, which turns on that orange amber light outside. Then you have your awning LED strip light. Your awning works pretty simple. You hit that button, extend, making sure your door is not blocking the arm. The awning's gonna start making its way out. You know that awning's fully extended when you see the back of the metal tube and the little flap hang down. We're not gonna be able to get this awning fully out today. But let's say if it were to start raining, you can take any arm, front or rear, and just pull down on it. Just pull down on it, and it is going to change the pitch of the awning head. That one's not wanting to work very well because it's not fully extended. So let's see if we can get a little more. Now you can take any arm, front or rear, just pull down, and it's going to change the pitch of that awning head. Now, if you like that angle better, you can do the same thing with the front, the back arm, and it is going to allow for more shade. Always just making sure you do push these arms back to straight whenever you bring it in. To retract it, you just hit that button, allow that awning to come all the way in and contact the side of the trailer. Take a step on inside. You do have a TV backer on this wall here, as well as your coax plug-in, and you would need a 12-volt TV if you were to want to put one here. This little button here does turn on the antenna on the roof. Turn that on does also improve radio frequency. Underneath this bed, if you just lift it up, you do have this false panel here. If you grab that and lift it up, you will notice that it does give you access to your water pump and your hot water tank for winterization. This exit here is a fire exit. It works pretty simple. If you just take this knob, pull it, the screen's gonna pop off, and you can just take this arm out of its lash, push it, and the window will just pop open. You'll be able to hop on out. This little thing here is a smart charger, by the way. On the wall here, you also have another TV backer on the wall here. You do have your monitor panel. You got your gray, your black, and your fresh. So it goes empty, a third, 2/3, and then full. And then if you go to battery, it's low, fair, good, and C for charging. We're plugged in, so we're currently charging. And then you got your water pump and your water heater switch. Turn on your water pump. It's going to turn that water pump on, drawing from your fresh tank. If you turn the water heater switch on, it is going to try and light itself 3 times. If on the third try it doesn't light, this fault light's going to come on. If this fault light comes on, you just have to turn this switch off, go hit that reset button and try turning it back on, and it'll try relighting itself. In the little dinette area, you can't turn this into a bed. You just have to pull the legs out of the bottom, sit that tabletop in the on the ledges, and take your back cushions to fill in the middle. Underneath these cushions is some storage underneath here. Once you get to your kitchen area, just notice here that this is the main output for your furnace. Whenever your furnace is running, it's going to be pushing its air out of here. Speaking of the furnace and also the stove, they do run off propane. Right down here is your LP detector. If this guy starts going off, you are just going to want to open up or close the main flow of propane at the front of the unit and open up some windows to air it out to allow those fumes to evacuate. Right down here is just your little circulating fuse panel. Whenever a breaker pops, it's going to sit in the middle, so you just have to turn it off and then back on again to reset it. And whenever a fuse pops, there will be a red indicator light telling you which one's popped. Right up from there, you have your Furrion fridge. Now this does run off 120 volt or 12 volt. To get it to run on 12 volt, you do just have to go to that off grid option here. And this is just the temperature setting as well. So the further you turn that up, the colder it's going to get, but it is only going to be able to run 12 volt on those 2 off-grid settings. For your stove, it works pretty simple. You just turn those knobs over to light, and you hit them with a lighter, and they fire right on up. Whenever you are running the stove, I would recommend just cracking a window open. That way some of those fumes make their way out of the unit. You do have your microwave / convection oven down below. And then just some storage as well as your kitchen sink. Inside here, you do have your bathroom with hot and cold water. You also have your main GFI plug. The way that works is you got test on the bottom, reset on the top. Whenever you have that green light on, it is telling you that you have successful power. So whenever you are running, whenever you have a plug that doesn't work, that'd be the first place you would check. I would check. And then right here, you do have this neat little hanger system, so you can hang stuff if you need to do so, if it got wet. And then just on the wall, you do have your thermostat. That works pretty simple. You just hit that button, it's going to illuminate itself, hit it again, and you can choose between heat, cool, or heat and cool, which will activate both depending on which temperature you set it for. If you turn it over to cool, hit that button, you can change between high and low fan and auto fan. Auto meaning it becomes an on-demand system. And then if you hit that again, it just turns it on. Hitting that one more time, you can change it again between the options. And then at any point in time, turning this dial will just change what you set your room temperature to. But you do have to make sure that you just go into that fan and turn that fan off, because otherwise the fan will stay running even though the air conditioner is not. Just one more thing I need to show you. You do have louvers for your air conditioner, so you can choose which direction the air flows more out of. And that is going to be it for this unit here. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call.